The latest figures show the Western Cape to have 4,916 cases. With 7 deaths overnight, the death toll is now 95. But a return to level 5 of the lockdown is not on the cards.
We have not discussed anyone who goes to which level, but we are saying people must not be surprised. There's not going to be one size fits all here. We're going to have a situation where, based on the challenges and the level of transmission and the risk to the community, certain restrictions will be imposed that might be equal to whatever level of a restriction.
There's no discussion of going to level 5, although I have heard certain people calling for it. Obviously, it is a tool and a lever that you can use, but our discussion was, how do we have a look at those hotspots? And so what we're doing is focusing on the hotspots and management tools around the hotspots. So it really is not about going to level 5. It's about dealing with the hotspots where it is growing fast.
The province has had what is called a cluster outbreak in certain areas. This and the early onset of local transmissions are what led to the high numbers. Other than this, the province is not doing anything differently.
We've got a predominance of cluster outbreaks. Cluster outbreaks are happening in commercial settings, in factories and retail shops. But we had a similar thing in the Free State. In the Free State, it involved a church. It was a church conference, and it was another cluster where from one experience, you then end up with a kind of an explosion that went all out to various places. The pattern is more or less the same. So it can happen anywhere. I wouldn't say there's anything that's different. The only thing that I can say is different from what we're seeing in the Western Cape, that the infection is spreading fast, and one of the drivers is this one of the cluster outbreaks.
Mkhize says he has been given a proper picture of the situation in the Western Cape by authorities here and epidemiologists. He lauded the Western Cape government for its case management, but said more focus needed to be placed on strengthening the quarantine process. The minister said national and provincial departments were working together to slow the spread of the virus. President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to visit the province next week. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Cape Town.